Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Deeds of Violence. I love how happily I say that when it has such a violent name. Welcome back, welcome back. Unfortunately, we're missing our Val today. Val is on a plane, but we wish him all the best. Before we start, I think we should introduce these lovely people. Hi! I'm the person that I have so many cans of Pepsi Max around me, and my co-host is here, Olive. And if you donate to charity today, which I'm going to tell you more about in a sec, I will show her to you. Maddie! Steph!
Hi, I'm Steph, and I'm the person who recently discovered that there are Minions flavored Zappos, which it's just mango. They're not good,
It's not
but
banana?
they are all that I have. No, and that it would make sense, but no. Mango, sour mango, and this is what I am existing on today.
Zach!
Hello, I'm Zach William Smith. I'm the player who became a voice actor out of spite when one parent at his primary school said that he should never go into acting because he had a stutter. Screw you, Sylvia.
Screw you, Sylvia.
I became an actor.
James!
Everybody, I'm James, and apparently I'm the person whose voice isn't going to work, which is fine, because I don't have to talk at all today.
No.
Probably not.
Joy!
Hi, I'm Joy Valentine, and I'm the player who's a VIP at medieval times. Don't ask. Don't ask.
That's crazy.
What?
Hell yeah.
That's
Mhm.
excellent.
That
It's
rules.
serious to me.
That is real. Well, with all of our lovely players introduced, now we just have a few quick announcements. First of all, safety is important. I'm going to put a little thing called content warnings in the chat. That's just a list of common content warnings that may come up during this campaign because we want to keep you as safe as can possibly be. This is political intrigue, baby. We get down into it. It's crazy out in here. Also, guys, you should donate to Game Changers. Game Changers is a charity drive that's running all through August. They've raised over $150,000 so far among a bunch of different streamers all around Australia. It's to raise money for Starlight Children's Foundation, which is an awesome foundation that helps bring happiness to the lives of sick children. So please give what you can. If you do, I will show you Olive. This is a threat. Also, guys, I freaking wrote a book. You should buy it. You should buy it super bad. It's called Cersei's Guide to Aiaya, Handbook for the Half-God. And if you want to play in a Percy Jackson-inspired Disney Don't Sue Me world, and as a demigod, and you love Greek mythology, you should get it. It's a D&D settings guide and supplement that gives you a bunch of brand new, 21 actually, species/races, 20 magic items, 23 NPCs, 6 feats, and I don't know, a bunch more stuff. It took me a long time. Yay! Alright, and now, to discover what happened last time, we have Zach.
Hello. I've also only just noticed that in the Discord there's a live chat. I haven't looked at this once. I've only just seen it. Wow, you've been talking a lot. This is a first. I am a fool. Right, last week, session 2, big week. Hodan awoke in a humble family home. It's a classic moody elf boy moment. He says that to his father that he would change Mulmaster, but all I really heard was the poorly sure Pinocchio going, "I have the whole world to see." Like that's. Anyway, we're back to Ralligan after that. There's a pecking on windows. It's a familiar raven. It's very Edgar Allan Poe coded. But potential recruits, Shridan included, lots of notes, lots of sneakiness. She's heading for the Delunanak estate, where we go back to Amal, who's prepping for her campaign. You go, girl. You get that noble seat. They meet. They want a jackal of some sort, probably Shridan, and Ralligan's trying to get close to Amal so that she can get Shridan, and there was a big meeting, and they're talking some cool shit, and who would break that up but good old Rune, who just isn't the actor that everyone thought he was. He's a rogue, and he's pretty competent actually, which is surprising considering his session 1. But he brings them over to the Travelers Inn in order to try and bring them onto the side of, hey, let's stir up some shit, let's cause some chaos, because we don't really want either ruler to be up there, you know, let's tear down this whole system and rebuild from the top. And Amal very wisely said, why? I'm at the top. And Rune went, fair point. Okay, well, how about you just have a think? You just sit back and think on what I've said, because right now you're implicated in a horrible treasonous crime, and that's not good for anyone. So maybe just be on my side because I need you. And then we kind of left off by Verlaine, who has rotten hands, smelly, stinky hands. But poor Verlaine didn't have much to say. I want to see more of Verlaine this session. Let's see what happens.
And that's what you missed on Glee. Yeah, obsessed with the idea of Rune being like, oh, you don't feel empathy. Shit.
Yeah, that was my whole thing. Now I need to use logic, and I'm not good at that. Okay.
Also, did I forget to put Rune's updated stat block in the overlay? Yeah. Am I doing it now?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
It is very, here's what you missed on Glee coded, I realized. I'm just reading from notes.
We love to see it. Oh no. Okay. It is the next morning. A lot of my shit is missing.
And what a beautiful morning it is.
It's dew, probably.
There we go.
Maybe, I don't know, Mulmaster. Nothing grows, so I don't think what the dew is just foggy
It's
and moist.
just foggy and moist.
Yeah.
It is the next morning. The night had been constant with extra guards patrolling the streets, looking through houses, that sort of thing. Everyone understands that something has occurred, but no one is saying anything. There are no whispers of a supposed breakout in the prison. That's certainly information that they wouldn't want readily known. But luckily, due to all of your in with a certain group of people who know shit, you are aware of what has occurred. The next morning comes, and by the time you guys awaken from a very late night, unbeknownst to you, a particular event has occurred in a place known as the Retreat, and Verlaine Vespertine is on her way to Mulmaster. Throughout this morning, activity is high in the city, and all of you have lived here long enough to know to keep your head down and to just keep moving. There are too many eyes and too many suspicions. How do each of you occupy your time?
I think Rune in the inn right now is going to be looking at the people who come and go, kind of people watching, seeing if anyone that he spoke to comes back, but also just noting who, any people of importance who comes through this particular inn who he knows is owned by a harper, basically. So
Yeah,
just watching, eating a lot, probably drinking significantly.
fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me perception or insight.
Ooh, you got it. Which one is better?
If
We're
the-
going. Yeah. We're going insight. Hell yeah. 21.
21. All right. You keep an eye out, scanning the crowds, scanning the faces. You do notice that rather than the classic technique of, like, the two of you, because you and Alder No, sorry. Because you and whose last name is Holder?
Vespa.
Vespa. There's
Vespa.
too many V's names. Update. Because you and Vespa are both people who are recognizable and constantly seen. Where usually if you had a connect, you would never be associated with one another. But there is this kind of like silent agreement that if you guys are going to be seen together a lot, you need to start selling that story well. So actually, quite a bit of the day, though you're not really talking to each other, Vespa's, serving you drinks, occasionally sitting and talking about absolutely nothing, but both of your eyes are scanning. You're very much putting on the performance of knowing each other in the way of like that he's a very gracious host and both of you work in the entertainment industry and selling that story. So if the two of you are seen together, it seems perfectly normal. But yeah, both of you are keeping an eye out. But in terms of in the tavern, you occasionally see, especially towards the end of the day, soldiers coming in for their usual drinks, looking far more worn out and tired than they normally would. These city watchmen who have been put to work very harshly. And you do overhear one of them say, "It looks like they're spreading out their search. It seems he's managed to make it out of the city. So, thank fuck for that. We should be able to calm down now. If I was him, I'd be hightailing it as far away as I could."
Ooh, left the city. Is Vesper around? Is he like around this point? Like,
yeah, you very easily could just like ask him for a drink and he would come round.
Yeah. I'll see if he's listening as well. Just kind of meet eyes. I'll call him over for a drink and just
he comes
like
around.
You heard that? Like there's a not saying this out loud,
Yeah.
but inferring like, listen to the guards. They're talking some stuff. You should know this. And yeah, I'll have dinner. I'll have a nice wine. Sounds good.
Vesper kind of like nods in understanding and he moves Lute out to situate himself to do some songs right next to a table of soldiers where he stays late into the afternoon.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna. Oh, this is bold. I'm gonna go over to the soldiers.
Love.
Yeah. And he'll say, excuse me, sorry, gentlemen, I couldn't help it over here. I don't suppose we are, as the general public, as citizens of this marvelous city, are in any danger from this particular prisoner? I mean, there's some talk on the street, not by me, but just hearing things. One worries, not being able to defend himself.
The soldiers kind of like glance to each other and just go like, "Oh, we didn't realize people knew about that."
Oh, not many. You just, you hear things. You heard rumors.
Right.
They
don't seem surprised that of anyone to know it would be you because they know that you're famous, and you just assume famous people know everything.
You hear things in the upper circles,
Right. Oh. They kind of mutter to each other. I'm sorry, we don't really know much.
Oh.
But they didn't give any warnings, so I think you'll be alright. Plus, you know, he's probably off gallivanting in Cormanthor, if he was smart.
Oh, I see. As someone who's, as you probably imagine, fairly new to this area, I've just strung up my show here in Mulmaster. Tickets available if you
I
still
saw it
want.
last
They are still in
night.
class.
It was great.
Oh, you did? Thank you
Yeah.
so much, friend. Did you like it? It?
Oh, it was
what did you
great.
think?
My wife, she, she actually said that, you know what, never mind.
No, never mind. I won't. Don't worry. I understand. You get wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more. Okay. Well, thank you for coming. And he'll sign a napkin and just give it to her. So for your wife.
Thank you. She'll love this.
I'm so happy to help, of course. And if there's any other goings on about the prisoner, to be able to keep performing and not fear for my safety, I need to know that I am, of course, safe. So if you hear anything, would you mind just? I'm staying at this tavern actually. So if you wouldn't mind, I would love to just. If you hear anything, let me know so I know that to either hightail it out for a night or keep performing. Is that would that be okay? I don't know how much to ask you.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Yeah. Oh yeah, okay, cool. 12. What is that? Oh my god. 29.
Amazing. Amazing.
My persuasion is plus 11.
Mm-hmm. You say this and you see the soldier kind of blushing ferociously at the idea of being very special in this scenario. Just, yeah, of course, for your safety.
Exactly.
We City Watch, we're all about keeping the people safe. And the two soldiers just nod dumbly.
Nodding. Yes, of course. Well, thank you, and thank you for your service as well. And he'll bow, and trot off to sit back with his drink, maybe write down some notes on his lines or whatever.
About this time, just as a aside, an occasional look into life here, you see a woman off to the side. You can see that she is wearing very tattered clothing, but in a way like she's consciously tried to look as clean as possible in this moment. And she's talking in hushed tones with Dayla, the woman who owns the tavern. Dayla herself, she is a woman who is in her mid-50s. She has kind of like curly auburn hair that's streaked with a little bit of silver, but she keeps it together. She looks good for her age. Dayla's always very put together. She always has rouge on. She's always she is the face of this establishment and is probably one of the most like influential just people in Mulmaster that doesn't hold too much power. She's just known as like a representative of the community, of the average citizen who has done very well for themselves. She's kind of admired in that way.
She would organize the bake sale if there was like a village hall.
She's on the she's the head of the PTA, even though she doesn't have children.
Right.
Like very that.
Mm-hmm.
And this woman's talking in hushed tones to the person. And can you roll me a perception check?
Yes. That's an 11.
11. Okay. You see the kind of hushed tones talking, and you see Dayla's kind of giving a slightly pitiful, slightly frustrated look to this woman and just sighing. And she seems to look past the woman at something that you can't quite see. And she just shakes her head with a look that just says, I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do. And the woman kind of sighs, like her head dropping and her shoulders clenching. And you see her ask just one more thing. And with that 21 insight from earlier, you can't hear what they're saying, but it's someone who is dropping their pride to ask for something. And it's the most, you get that pain of the slight begging. And she looks up kind of cringing, and Dayla just shakes her head. And the woman just kind of tears forming, but she's trying to choke them down, moves, and she moves over to a covered basket that she lifts up and flinches as you hear like the slight soft cry of a baby that she was trying to conceal before she kind of starts heading for the door. You with a 21 get the idea that she had been trying to ask for a job but is not getting one because she has a baby. This is very much the classic Mulmaster experience of a woman who's likely lost her husband and now can't work.
Yeah. Hang on, let me check something real quick because I want to see my own. Crap, I'm gonna give. I'm just weird just to give something. I'm gonna see where she kind of goes. Follow, not in like a try and follow her home kind of way, but just like see where she might, go to and what her living situation's like.
Most likely, yeah. Roll me a stealth check.
Yeah. 24.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Rogue, man.
Rogue, man.
Charismatic rogue. Yeah.
You're keeping to the shadows. She's walking down to the very dilapidated area of the city. You see that she seems to currently be living in some kind of halfway house with she has like a baby with her, but kind of waiting for her. You see that she has 3 other younger children and kind of arrives, and they all look very hopeful, and she kind of shakes her head as she walks in. Even with her last question of asking if she can have a meal, she was still refused.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How long do I'm assuming I follow her for
A little bit.
More than a minute at least.
Probably, yeah, because the nicer tavern would be quite far away from the slums of Mulmaster.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to use a trait of mine, which is going to be really fun, which is Insightful Manipulator, which if I spend at least 1 minute observing or interacting with another creature outside of combat, I learn whether it is my equal, superior, or inferior in any 2 like stats or levels, essentially. Can I gauge just from... I don't necessarily care about the stats themselves, but I kind of want to know how... useful feels wrong, but you kind of get what I'm trying to say. Like, how good is this? But like, what could she bring anything to say? What has she got to offer?
Yeah. I'm gonna say, because I think this interaction, I, the DM, have made for 2 specific reasons, as an opportunity and also a lesson. And it could go very much either way, which I think is really fun, because the city would be very unlike any other city that Rune has ever been to. So what I want to ask is for a history check to see if you have learnt that lesson yet, or whether you are going to learn it now.
You picked a stat I'm really bad in.
Because I think insight does a lot, but also knowing about a place and being able to put that into practice is a separate thing.
Sadly, that is a 5.
You know that a person in that position is incredibly desperate. She does not look desperate. She does not look completely desperate yet. She still has hope. She does not physically look like she is malnourished or anything like that. She looks like she has been eating, but she seems very recently put in this position. Like, they've obviously had to probably sell their house, or probably not even... I don't imagine many people own property. Most likely she wasn't able to cover a rent and was kicked out, and that probably happened quite recently. it's probably to the point where she's sold a lot of her jewelry or other possessions, and she's currently trying to just secure enough food to feel safe, but she's not quite at truly desperate yet. You understand that desperation is easy to manipulate. You know that she would not respond well to threats, but having someone among the citizens could be very helpful, but she would struggle to get into any rooms of importance. But she would know what's happening on the streets.
Okay. How is the baby at like no solid food kind of age? What kind of
I would say like they're still softening and mashing up vegetables and stuff, but is eating food now.
But it's off milk, right?
Yes, correct.
It's actually eating food. Okay. I'm gonna do two things then. I'm gonna quickly bring with me a ticket to my show, which is not what you necessarily think it is. Can I try and, first of all, as I go out of these slums, blend in necessarily? I'm assuming there's like a busy street where the nobles are like coming and going, like into the taverns, especially later towards the evening, right? There's like a coming and going, like, I don't know, not a high street, but certainly a busier street where the nobles are like drinking outside, and I don't know.
Yeah,
Mulmaster's pretty shitty, so I don't know if that's like a thing they would do.
Yeah, definitely the people who own like houses here and like the nobles would mainly okay, point of order. There is a very vibrant nightlife in Mulmaster. Mulmasterites like to party. That is a thing, because you got to have something going for you.
Yeah. Right.
So definitely the Traveller's Inn is where all of the very rich travelers are. In terms of like the everyday local, there is a dancing hall that a lot of people go to. If people are going for a drink, they'd also probably go to the Traveller's Inn, or there's also a restaurant that they would go to. But I think the Traveller's Inn, along with a lot of these other kind of nightlife spots that are nicer, would all be on the same main strip. Probably a little bit up from the like market itself.
Okay. Rune's gonna take not wear his signature hat, but instead just a more regular hood that is, still nice enough. He still looks fairly real. He still walks with that air. He's gonna try and sidle, especially up to. Actually, where's the dancing hall? This is taking a while.
No,
this is a
worry.
long way, but
I'd say dancing hall is right near the theater where you perform.
Perfect. Okay, great. People are drinking, dancing, feeling all good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Can I go inside and see if anyone's left their stuff, like on the chairs on the side to go dance, or are they still holding it all with them?
This is Mulmaster. I think there's a cloakroom.
Sure. Okay.
What is the hope? Are you hoping to get some extra coin?
I'm trying to snag some stuff. So
okay,
on the way
I would
out,
say in general, we can kind of like keep this kind of above board if you're like traveling around trying to get some extra coin. Just in general, roll me stealth and then sleight of hand.
Yeah, sure. Okay, stealth is a 16. And then sleight of hand is an 18.
Incredible. Let me just... Yeah, no one knows.
Great.
You, let me just sliding in my new rune stat block. Okay, it's done. It's updated. I did it. Okay.
Yay!
Around like people walking into the dancing hall, people walking out who are a little bit drunk and on the top of their feet.
Mm-hmm.
You slip some fingers in, especially going for the people.
Them and...
Yeah. Especially like the ladies who are just like, oh, like putting hands on your chest as they're just like, you're so funny. And you're like, yeah, as you're like slipping back to like undo their necklace and steal it. Very much you, instead of like sticking to the shadows, you are very much keeping the performers but quick-fingered. You managed to steal, I'll say, roll me a D100. Actually, no, better off. I think roll me 3 D20s.
Okay.
I know the DMG has a table for this, but I don't want to. I don't feel like pulling it up.
I got a 4, a 10, and an 8.
Okay, so you find 22 gold pieces, and you also find a ruby necklace worth 100 gold pieces if you could manage to sell it. Actually, realize it's a ruby necklace. It would be like 150. I feel good about that. That feels right, right? Do we feel good about that? Let's do that.
Yeah.
Ruby necklace worth 150 gold pieces and a golden pocket watch worth about 80. But the pocket watch itself is engraved, so you would struggle to sell that without causing too much backlash.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the pocket watch back.
Valid, you do so.
No. He is going to pop out the rubies from the ruby necklace itself, because that can always get traced back. So take everything separately. And he's going to put it all in a nice little bag with a ticket to his show in there as well. As like a little, you're welcome. And just put it out, like, put it right outside her, wherever she's staying, her door. And just...
Cool. Do you watch to see if she takes it?
Yeah, just make sure she does and not someone else. Because this
you
is
see
Mulmaster.
She comes out and she sees the bag and she opens it. She looks around. Then she ties it again and she throws it into a bush and slams the door.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, pride, I guess.
That is the lesson learned. The lesson learned that people do not want to be felt. Because that is weakness and it can be exploited extremely easily.
Yeah. Worth a shot. If she cares about that baby, it'll be in the bushes.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Maybe one day she'll get desperate enough to go looking for it, and maybe that's all you can hope for.
Yeah. Again, it's as long as it's there is the option. So.
Alrighty.
Sure.
You kind of walk away, and very much the lessons that you've learned of the immediate resistance to questioning the power here, the refusal to offer aid to your fellow man. It's like, even probably before this, if you thought if someone came in to ask for a job and they just asked for a piece of bread, it almost didn't occur to you that someone would say no. In a way, even in the places that you have visited, that feels like you'd hope that something that wouldn't happen. But in this place, you know, someone would say, well, if I do that for one person, then all of a sudden I'm going to have all of these beggars outside of my door and it's going to bring down my ratings, and then the City Watch are going to be after me. The people here are smart, but also incredibly pessimistic and cynical for good reason, and that just compounds. It's going to be very hard to turn the attitude of this city, and it's going to be very hard to help these people because they don't want to be helped. They want to help themselves. It's going to be interesting to figure out how you're going to be able to pull this off.
I'll relay all this as well to Lucia.
Yeah, Lucia just goes, you didn't fucking know this already?
I rolled a 4 in my history check.
Exactly.
No, I didn't know this.
She explains it to you, and kind of there's an unfortunate reality that a person like that, a person like her, most of the time she'll die before she asks anyone for help, but it's good to see that she's willing to try. She might be able to save her kids at least.
I guess. What is she hoping for? Just a job? Is that the end goal for her? Like,
I guess
in
so.
that position of absolute desperation, what does she turn to before dying? There must be a step in between.
I don't know. Guess it'll differ. I think maybe she doesn't allow herself to think about it. I mean, if I was in her position, I'd do anything, but when all you've seen your entire life is that every time you try anything, you could make it 10 times worse or put your kids in danger. All she knows is that if you work and you make a name for yourself, that means safety. So it's all she wants, but she can't get it. Because she doesn't have anyone supporting her.
Do we need a stagehand? I know we can't go offering a job to every single citizen in this city, but you know, I don't even know if she'd be useful. But if you can turn one person, she tells her neighbor, maybe she starts to change her attitude.
What about a kid?
It'll grow up angry or it won't grow up at all.
I'll see what I can do. But I'm not having a crying baby in backstage. You know, you're only able to sell the concerned new citizen for so long. But it works for the time being. Also, I'll send Barnaby out. He looks like a small starving child. He'll fit right in.
He does look like a small starving child. We feed him well. He's never looked well fed.
Actually,
I don't know where that food goes.
Shit. No,
what?
You need to get that. We're gonna get that bag back. You put a ticket in there. What sells better than a fucking job is telling someone when someone's stolen something and that leads directly back to you. We need to get that back.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, let's do that right now. That was...
Yep.
Bam.
No, we're not offering her a job. God bless to her, but if she gets close enough, she'll just sell you out, and that'll get her all of the money she needs.
Oh, the city's gonna take a while to get used to. Okay.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
I thought Hellsfar was bad. This is falling. Holy.
Yeah, okay. Hellsfar's a fucking shithole, so...
Yeah, I know Hellsfar's a fucking shithole, but at least right here we're safe from them.
Evil wizards? Yeah, well, that's just... There's evil wizards everywhere. But at least...
I wasn't talking about the evil wizards.
At least the evil wizards here at least try for propaganda instead of just being evil and killing everyone who disagrees with them publicly. Yeah, it has that going for it, but it's almost worse. No, I could start a revolution in Hillsfar like that, but also the evil wizards, so whatever. We're working on it.
Okay, I'll go get that bag.
Yeah, I'll do it. You fucking go away. She goes off to fix some stuff. All right. Ralligan and Amal, to whatever detail you wish, what do the two of you get up to this day as you try and keep your head down or carry on? Or look into stuff. I can't tell you what to do.
I think you should try to buzz by Lana Greysteel's home just to see if any lights are on or if the place looks ransacked.
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
It's 15.
15. You kind of breeze past, glancing up at the very, like, one of the other towers. This one in particular is the one that is Selfaril lives in the Tower of the Wyvern, which is separate from the Tower of the Blades. But the one that Greystills used to live in was like the closest to the Tower of the Wyvern, often kept for Selfaril's most trusted blade. But as you kind of walk past gingerly, like you're just taking a look at the scenery, you notice all of the curtains are drawn, but there is some firelight within, some sign of life, which does give you some relief.
I think she'd try to visit her friend, even like in a perfunctory fashion, just to say hi, or at least get visuals on her after seeing what happened to Hradon's face.
Yeah. How will you do this? Are you just gonna walk up, or are you gonna try and be a little bit stealthy about it?
I think she's going to walk up, but maybe along the way, kind of out loud, be just like, I knew that I left this stole with someone. Maybe Lana has it? As in she's there to get back like a jacket rather than knowing what happened.
Yeah, roll me a deception check for vibes.
15 again.
15. You kind of speak to yourself so that when you walk up to the door, you don't get any kind of suspicious looks, or people just assume that you're like out of the loop. And maybe there's like a couple of like some people who might see it are just thinking like, oh, she's gonna get a rude awakening, or this will probably be the last time you'll ever visit her, because it feels a bit social suicide right now. But you walk up, knock at the door, keeping on the mask, and where you expect a servant to open the door, instead you see Lana herself. She looks physically fine, but you do see a tired grief in her eyes of someone who is too tired to cry and is just existing right now. But she kind of opens the door and she sees you. My love, you shouldn't be here. Not until things calm down.
I wanted to visit. I didn't know about all this hubbub, but if you're okay with me leaving and visiting another time, I suppose I can come back, right?
She kind of nods and her hand kind of flinches slightly, like she really wants to, as she normally would, she would always kind of reach and grab onto your hands whenever she talked to you, but she maintains that distance on purpose. Of course, perhaps we should wait. At least, perhaps until the princess leaves, when things are a little less, I am currently caught in some rather devastating scandal, and it would not be good for you to be associated with me. And I know that your father was looking for the first opportunity to rise up. I need to keep to myself for a while. Try and rejoin my family. I will be all right. I have enough standing here, and I haven't done anything wrong, and they know that. So make sure you keep yourself in a similar position.
I will. Do not worry. I'm being cautious, and because of that, I do hope you understand if you don't see me for a while.
Of course. I know where your heart is, and I appreciate you visiting.
I'm glad to hear it. Goodbye for now, all right?
Yes. One more thing.
Yes.
I do not know what is true and what is more of a cover between you and Pradhan. Be careful. They don't know the consequences like we do. They can be reckless.
I will be wary enough for both myself and Hradan. Do not worry. Please, do not worry for either of us right now.
I know what they're saying isn't true. But I don't know why. I just don't.
I hope that things will be better, that my father's plan for my life will come to fruition, and perhaps I will stop being left in the dark in these matters. That I could shed some light on this for both of us. Please, have faith in me, if nothing else.
I hope things are better for you. But they were for me. And now they never will be again. She kind of
I will do what I can.
softly closes the door and latches it, leaving you.
I think Amanda makes a show, just in case anyone is looking, of like wiping her hands on her dress, like looking outright disgusted that she talked to her. And she walks back to her place.
There's a few glances from the other ladies who shake their head with that kind of like they're trying to share a moment with you of being like, They kind of smile and just kind of choke down that disgust you feel with yourself. But it's duty. Everything is duty. And you make your way back. Ralligan, are you doing anything in particular during this day?
I think, given Ralligan has been in this city for so long and been in this position for so long that as soon as there's any unrest, she's kind of prepared for essentially a real rough day. So I think she, at this point, would be basically just drilling with her acolyte, who will need to be on hand today if anything else goes awry, knowing that she will not be able to handle everything on her own. And that is young Nell. And she will be essentially, I think it's kind of like a one-on-one lesson. And Nell is repeating over and over the rite until Ralligan is satisfied that she's able to carry out her duties effectively.
As you do. The early dusk rolls around, and all of you are settled in your places. And Verlaine, you have just finished your conversation and are leaving the embassy. It is around, let's say, like like 5, 6 p.m. Dinner time. By the time you come out again, and with I believe, let me triple check. So we are in, why can't I read? Yeah, we're in Eliant, so it's just out of summer and in autumn. So the sun's probably just starting to come down. So kind of when you reach winter, the sun is setting at like 5:30 p.m. and the days are incredibly short, but you get a precious few extra hours these days. What are you doing and where are you going?
Well, first, I know Misha has given me a task, which is to go talk to Corwin. Do I, having like spent so many years in the Tower of Arcane Might, do I have any idea like what his hours might be?
He actually lives in Southroad Keep,
Okay.
near the prisons, because he is mostly used with the soldiery as like a magical blacksmith. He kind of has his own personal quarters that, you know, are simple but quite nice, but he definitely comes to the tower frequently enough, but lives in Southroad Keep.
Okay, cool. Then I think I will pull my hood up just to try to reduce the chance of someone immediately recognizing me. And I will kind of start heading in that direction. But if there's at any point in that walk, like a moment where I feel like there aren't people around, I would love to cast Sending to send a message to Jasper. Is there a moment where there's like less people? What's like the crowd vibe?
Probably this time of night you can pretty easily kind of like slip into an alleyway and quietly cast to yourself.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, you kind of instinctually look around to make sure no one's over here. Roll me a perception check.
Sure. What is that? That is a 16.
16.
Sorry, 17.
17.
I can't do math.
Yeah, you look around and you feel fairly confident.
Okay, perfect. Then I will very quickly cast Sending to Jasper. I will say, then I already counted this out. This is 25 words. Jazz, made it into the city safely. Some kind of commotion, so I slipped through easily. Sorry I left abruptly. Hope you're safe. Talk soon.
You receive a response. I'm glad to hear that. Did you see? I'm sorry, you only... Stay away from the Red Wizards. They did this.
Yeah, I don't answer that one. Cool. Just sort of like make that mental note and take a moment like staring at the wall of this alley, trying to like fit the conversation I just had with Misha in with this knowledge, and it just none of it fits, and it's had a long day of travel. So I will just continue heading in that South Road Keep direction.
Alrighty. Ralligan. Quite quickly, you do get a missive from your gravediggers that they have. It's the usual of like a particular coded way that they ask for your help when you know that they have information for you. So, I assume you're heading down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Before she goes, she will essentially just turn to Nell and be like, "You are rushing it. The right doesn't work faster just because you want it to. Keep repeating it and repeating. The words were right, yes, but the intention was elsewhere. Put the intention in the right place and do not finish until I return."
She nods. Of course.
Eat something. You'll need it. And that's the only kind of kindness that she'll give.
Oh, good. You head down, and one of your grave diggers mentions to you that there had been a few burials last night that you were informed to not be told about. And when they say burials, doesn't have to be burial in, they mean disposing of bodies in any way. They say that there were technically 2.
Technically?
It's, it looks like whatever happened last night, they used being a dead body as a cover. So they went, so did the real body, and someone else.
Did they speak the rites?
Those people don't. Not ever.
I can understand there is a cover that people use, but the disrespect. What do you know of the people who did this?
They're, you see them occasionally, but no one knows who they are. Whether they're assassins or something else. They always seem well kitted, well weaponed, but they don't carry any insignias. One of them had an eye patch.
I have given my entire adult life to making sure that this kind of insult does not happen. And as soon as I try and make something change, falls again. So all I want to know, I recognize you are just delivering the message. Where did they go? Where are the bodies? And where are those responsible?
The body went straight. Well, the fake body apparently went into the ocean. But the real one, I think they dumped as well. The other, they asked to be cremated. Then the ashes were dumped into the sea.
And those responsible? Do we have any idea of their whereabouts after this desecration?
All I know is that no one questioned them. No one looked at them. I don't want to know anything. I kept my head down.
With this kind of information, would I have some kind of, I guess, inclination to believe that this was more sanctioned than how happenstance?
The fact that him especially saying that, like, no one questioned them, they just did it. It's like the way that it seems very like practiced and they met no resistance makes you think that it was definitely likely sanctioned.
Take me to the closest place that you can to where they threw the bodies.
He leads you to the side of South Road Keep that kind of leads into a stream off of the lake, kind of that heads straight into the lake. And you can see that there is what looks like a rounded sewer pipe. And he kind of points to the sewer pipe and then gestures upwards. They dump bodies through that occasionally.
At this point, Ralligan is going to take a step away from the gravediggers and kind of crouch at the sewer entrance and very quietly just, what ended here has been witnessed in service and deference to the Black Lord. And she's going to have a look around to see if there's any kind of trace of anything.
Roll me an investigation check.
Yes, ma'am. That is a 7.
Huge. Looking into the water, you can see the water is murky, it's gross, but occasionally you do see a bone, a scrap of fabric. And you quickly understand that you had always believed that the amount of people who died in this prison was ridiculous. You are quickly realizing it is so much worse than you thought. You're the person they bring if they want things on the books. There is a mourning as you realize truly how many ends you must not have been able to witness because of the people in charge.
She's gonna take out her ledger and turn to the gravedigger and say, I want information every time you hear of something of this happening. And she's gonna turn to one of the back pages where there are no names and no dates and no information, and she's gonna do a couple of tally marks to mark the bodies that she is unfamiliar with. Note that she has witnessed their crossing, regardless of the fact that she has no clue why the hell or who the hell they were.
The gravedigger nods. I'll do my best, but I don't want to cross these people. I'll do what I can.
I will caution you that you also do not want to cross me in this moment. I recognize you don't want to cross these people. Right now, I am the one standing here with you next to a sewer pipe that already has the presence of those that have passed. You will do your best, and you will let me know.
There's kind of a tiredness behind his eyes, and he nods. But it's false. He is so much more scared of them than he is scared of you.
You're wrong, but that's fine.
You'll just kill him. You'll kill him.
That is true.
Meanwhile, Verlaine, you make your way slowly over to South Road Keep. This is... You wouldn't have come here much, if at all. It didn't really concern you that much. That being said, you also know that most likely people here wouldn't recognize you, which is a boon in it of itself. Can you roll me a perception check, please?
Sure. Ooh, that's so bad. That's a 5.
Wonderful. You head into the main building, which is just about to close for the night. You can see the lines of people waiting at this like city hall type area to do whatever it is they need to do with the very few people that they have up the front. And you know that all these people are going to be thoroughly disappointed and sent home post haste. I'm gonna say I'll just say, Ralligan, roll me a perception check. Let's see. You guys are in the same area right now.
Oh my god. I also rolled like crap. That's an 8.
The dice said, I don't actually think Ralligan should... I don't think Verlaine should meet the party. I disagree.
No.
Incredible. All right. Verlaine, we will focus on you for a second. What is your plan? What are you doing?
I will say first, I think on the walk, I would, because I keep forgetting to do this, I would like to use the option on my Ring of Mind Shielding to make it turn invisible.
Yeah.
Just to keep people a little off guard on that one. Thank you, yeah. And then I think, do I know, like, where roughly Corwin is in here, potentially?
You know that he lives there. You probably... I don't know if you'd know much more than that. But...
Okay.
Probably if you asked, and with enough gutspa and audacity, that you'd probably find out.
Sure.
You're also aware that the main people around this place are City Watch, and all of them are idiots.
Sure. What do I think the odds are that someone from the City Watch specifically would be able to recognize me? Just
low,
like broadly speaking.
Very low.
Low?
Yeah.
Sickening. Huge for me. Okay, cool.
They cycle out very quickly, and... Yeah, no. It would be like you out of your cloak robes without the association. Nah.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Then I will, if I see one nearby, I will kind of like straighten a little bit and walk up to them with like an air of confidence. And just, pardon me, do you have a moment?
Oh, sorry, mates, you have to line up with the rest of them.
Oh, no, I'm not here for this. I just have a quick question. I'm on an errand for Master Tallwand. I'm looking for Corwin. I think he's some sort of arcanist. Do you know where I might find him?
Let's find out. Ooh. Stay here. He's gonna go ask someone else because he rolled a 3.
Oh, poor guy. I will kind of like make a little bit of a show of like sighing and tucking my hands behind my back like I have somewhere to be, but we'll wait.
Okay. He comes back down in a little bit. I apologize, but Master McKern cannot take any visitors. You kind of feel like it doesn't seem like words that would come out of his mouth, like someone said, say this.
Sure. Can I do an insight check to try and judge, like, based on the way that this guardsman is delivering this news, do I think the person who has given him that information, like, he is afraid, or do I get the sense it's just like an order from someone one rung up the ladder?
Insight.
Okay. Trying to judge. If I keep throwing Talwan's name around, I don't want to walk in there and he's in there. You know what I mean? That's a 14.
14. He's just delivering an order.
Okay. I will kind of wince a little and go, it's from Talwan. You know how he gets. I don't want to... I can't really go back and tell him, sorry, he was busy. I mean, do you know when he might be free, or...
No. Do you have a missive or something?
Not for ears other than his own, I apologize.
Right.
You know what, I can come back. It's fine, don't worry about it.
Right.
It's fine.
Okay. He's like,
thanks for asking.
He's like, I can't, choosing between going against my superior officer or going against someone who says someone much more superior than my superior officer. He was like, fuck.
Kind of like give him a sympathetic look and just, right, well, hang in there. And I will kind of meander off. How, like, open air is this area that I'm in?
You basically, in the main, like, large room, it is quite big, but where you'd, like, walked up to this guard, he was standing in front of, like, one of the doors that would head further into the building that are guarded.
Okay. Do I have any idea if, like, on the outside of this building there are windows?
There are a few balconies, but they are mainly used to station guards with crossbows.
Okay. I think in that case, I will admit defeat temporarily, and just kind of make my way back out onto the street. And I think Verlaine at this point knows that, like, the next item on her checklist is go pretend to suck up to Talwand, and that's not really the item that she wants to be next on the list. So I will just sort of, like, I think in this moment, Verlaine would like to take some time to just, like, walk through the city in these last hours of daylight and, like, just reacquaint herself with Mulmaster. Just kind of get a vibe on, like, she knows there was some sort of commotion earlier, but just, like, how's the city doing? Is there any, like, major differences? Just like a nice walk in the worst city in the world.
A nice walk. Yeah, no, for sure. Can you roll me a perception check?
Yeah. Okay, that's better. That's a 16.
Cool. You take a lovely walk. Taking in the sights, everything looks the same, but also very different. There certainly is, there's like a few banners and posters around for the arrival of the princess and the various festivities that occur. What you don't see, because she rolled very high, is someone who is actively tracking you.
Huge. Love that for me.
Where are you? Because it is quite late. Are you going to Talwand today?
Just, do I know, am I, like, in the vicinity of, so Verlaine has, like, very little money at this point, having been in exile for 3 years. Exactly 10 gold, to be precise. Do I know if there are any inns in the vicinity that, like, I could use some of that to spend a single night here? Or should I suck it up and go to Talwand and have a place to stay?
Certainly there are much cheaper taverns than definitely probably wouldn't be able to. Yeah, no, Traveler's Cloak is 12 gold pieces a night.
Oh, worm.
Probably the Ox Pit is your best bet, which is a tavern that is a lot closer to the more slummy areas and is usually used for poorer traveling merchants. Very rough and tumble, and has underground illegal gladiator pits.
Fun.
Real fun. The proprietor is very nosy, trades in secrets, enjoys chatting with people, but also kind of offers people come here to do stuff in private rooms and have conversations, and it's a place where everyone turns an eye because everyone here is doing illegal stuff. So we're doing illegal stuff together.
Okay, sick. That sounds like exactly the kind of place someone who doesn't want to get recognized
So
would love
true.
to stay. So I would love to make my way over there if I can.
Incredible. You do so.
Fine.
Around this time, Rune, you're getting ready for a show. It's showtime, baby. And it's one of those things where you're like getting yourself ready and you kind of look up and you just see Lucia in the mirror behind you, like appearing like Batman.
Oh, I'm Jim Gordon in this situation.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
you might be stealthy. She is more stealthy than you are. Because she got that
no,
halfling move.
Halfling.
All right, I got something, but I don't know what it is.
Well, let me see. Show me.
No, that's not. Well, she puts down the bag that has the jewelry and the coins in it.
But that's what I was. That's what I was wondering. Where you got something else?
Yeah. Someone's asking questions around South Road. Someone who is not on any of my lists, but they were saying they were coming on behalf of Tolwand. He's the guy in charge of all of the arcane stuff.
Interesting. Did she seem wizardy to you?
She didn't. I don't know. She didn't look strong enough to carry a sword.
Okay.
No, she had a.
Maybe she's just connected.
She. I could see on a clothes occasionally slightly bulky to the side. Could be a spell book.
Okay. Interesting. She just wanted. She was coming on behalf of Torwand. She wanted to see Torwand. Where is Torwand right now? Is he in the
Tower
in those
Arcane
big towers?
Yeah, no, Tower Arcane Might, big one.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. She looked like someone who didn't want to be found.
Interesting. Did she have a place in the city? Can we?
She was staying.
Not necessarily pay her a visit.
She was staying in a tavern, which is weird because she knew exactly where she was going. Walked around like a local. What local staying in a tavern?
Okay. Do you have any suspicion? What relevance might this person have to our cause?
I know. I've been keeping an eye out on South Road. If anyone weird is coming in or out with this whole escape prisoner fiasco.
True. You think she might be linked to the escapee?
Maybe.
Might be worth a look. Okay. Well, I don't necessarily want to barge in unannounced. That didn't go exactly to plan last time. So,
I did say that you can sometimes be a little bit enthusiastic.
A little pushy. Yes, my mother used to tell me the same thing. Anyway, I am going to go have a little watch, maybe. My evening plans have just been booked up. Post-show, of course. Maybe we'll invite her. Who knows? Maybe she's coming back to the city. Doesn't know that there's a show going on. Have you still got that ticket? Now, I remember that I've done this in unsubtle ways in the past. What do you think is the best way to get a ticket to someone who doesn't know a show is going on? Who may not want to be found? Questions. I know. You said she was staying in a tavern. I bet there are some marketing posters that we can put up in said tavern, maybe announce that there is a show happening that night.
You're gonna do table-to-table advertising like you used to
Not
do when you were
table to
17?
table, I'm not a... No, obviously not. That's going to put way more... No, not especially not down in that area. But maybe someone else can put up some posters and announce that like they wouldn't expect to see Rune Svard slumming it. That just doesn't happen. So maybe his manager could put up some posters in a nice area and get some people to come to his show. Thank you, Lucia.
Fuck you.
Remember, I do all the talking to the...
Shut up.
Naughty... Okay.
She leaves the room.
Great.
All right.
Showtime.
It is showtime, baby. And on that note, we will go to break. Halfway through, we're gonna have a quick break, and we will come back to see if, despite dice rolls, we can finally connect the lane to the rest of the party. We're gonna do it. I believe in us. It's gonna be great. The story. We're gonna have a quick break. Grab a drink, grab a snack, do whatever you need to do. We'll be back in 10 minutes time. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Guess who I have?
I hope you donated to charity, everyone.
I hope you donate. Olive's here to give a message. She just said donate to Game Changers.
Wise
Or
words
else.
indeed.
She's actually kind of threatening.
She is threatening a little bit. She also really wants to go back to sleep. So I'm going to let it do that.
She's in her mortal form currently.
guys-
She would kill you instantly if
You guys
if
couldn't
she
hear
actually
it snoring like a lawnmower beside me while this entire session has been going on. All right.
As is her right.
As is her right. Okay. So night comes, and Verlaine, within the incredibly filthy tables of the Oxpit Tavern, you can hear the kind of like muffled sounds of cheering and coins hitting the table, and the occasional groan and punch from beneath the floorboards. But you're just kind of trying to keep to yourself. You have a room for the night. It cost you a humble 4 gold pieces. And it's a bit of a shithole, but hey. Are you spending most of your time in your room, or are you staying down and getting a meal and a drink?
I think for the first couple hours of being here, like while there are still kind of people, you know, watching the fights or down here drinking, I would love to just like kind of like get a table, get a drink, and just try to see what I can overhear as Verlaine is trying to like catch up with the goings on of this city.
Sure.
Just like a couple hours.
Roll me a perception check.
Okay. That's not too bad. That's a 15.
Incredible. With a 15, keeping an ear out, you see that people are talking a little bit more openly here than they would other places. And they are talking about what all people talk about. Just general complaining and whinging. It's a lot of complaining. This is like working class folks getting a drink and a meal after a hard day's work. Especially this place is filled with like a lot of like merchants, grocers, that sort of thing. Fishermen who do okay for themselves. And throughout the night, the main complaints that seem to be circling around the people is all about how much they dislike the new princess and all of the red wizards that are suddenly in their city. Very much you are aware that Mulmasters are very untrusting of outsiders, especially when it's outsiders who seem to they're very obviously here for a reason. And also they're very untrusting of outside magic. They are afraid of the cloaks. They're afraid of magic, but they also acknowledge it's better for magic to be controlled by the government, so then it's not chaotic like they keep hearing about in all of these other places where people get blown up for random reasons. But it seems...
Oh my god, Fox News.
Yeah, legit. Propaganda. But these red wizards do not fall under those same jurisdictions, and they are able to just walk amongst us and do whatever they want, and they think they're in charge. And you kind of hear like a story of the other day, a red wizard had like pushed past a bunch of people, and there was a very close near like fight in the middle of the streets as people just got more and more defensive, and like more people were joining in against this one red wizard. And like you are aware that most likely a very angry mob could take him out, but he would have caused a lot of damage before getting to that point.
Sure.
If he didn't have a steady head. But it seems like this red wizard must have been at least a little bit careful and had walked away. But they just are talking about how like it's going to happen again. They think that they're better than us. They think they can rule this city. They like, Selfaril never should have gotten married. He should have married someone local. Like, we don't need them. We're fine by ourselves. Like, all of this kind of stuff. There is a lot of resentment about the new Thayans, who've only been here for 6 months.
Okay. And in these like moments when they're talking about like how magic, if it's not controlled, can be dangerous, do I hear anybody bring up my situation? Even in passing, just to like try to gauge how fresh it is on people's minds at this point.
I'd say no. It's
Okay.
There are controversies and plights happening every single day, and certainly if like someone brought up your name and reminded them, they would be upset about it. But
Sure.
It's been 3 years. They have short memory here.
Perfect.
At least the
Then yeah,
people
I
do.
think with at least like a little reassurance that things have moved on a smidge at the very least, I think Vilaine will just kind of sit and enjoy her drink for a little while. I think she is only splurging for a drink and not a meal because she's trying to pinch coppers, if you will. So
Very
just
fair.
kind of sit in this tavern, keep an eye on things, keep an ear out.
I will say,
Mm-hmm.
it is likely that people would, especially now with the Red Wizards, even because of what you've done, they'd be like, of course we would exile one of our own, but we would allow these strangers in.
Love that.
Which is also
Okay.
kind of giving you a little bit of confidence in like, maybe Tormund would take you in. Because he also is backed into a little bit of a corner now with these new kids on the block.
True. Okay. Perfect. Then yeah, I will kind of hang out here for a little while.
You do notice someone walking towards you. They seem to be dressed in like fairly simple but kind of like more brightly colored clothing than you would be used to, with the kind of like eyes of someone who's in sales or a bard. This halfling, there are very, very few halflings in Mulmaster. Definitely, probably a good 85% of the population here is human. Because in a place of just grabbing things, humans really fuck with that. So halfling walks up to you and, hi, sorry, I've been doing my rounds earlier today. I see you just came in. I was just wondering, we are doing a special little competition to give away free tickets to a brand new show. So if you could just, she takes out 3 cups, stack of like, and places a ball under one of them and just says, if you can guess which one the ball is in, you win a very special prize. And before you can ask, he just starts turning them.
Okay, great. Yeah.
And unlike most of the time when people are playing this game, she wants you to get it right.
Sure.
Yeah. Her hands are moving so fast. You can barely keep up. She rolled very well. And then
I will say, I also don't think Valena is trying that hard. I think in the way of like someone who's been approached by a salesperson who really like is not going to buy whatever they're selling, is sort of like eyeing it and like looking around and yeah.
Choose away.
Just like a shrug that says, girl, I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna like pick, I don't know, the one on the right.
Cool. It was a natural 18. It was a natural 18 plus stuff. Like, I don't even know if I need to ask you to roll the perception check because I don't think it's... I don't want to waste everyone's time.
I understand, for sure. I'm also not paying attention.
That's valid. She lifts the cup and the ball is there and she goes, oh shit! It's the first time that's fucking happened. And reaches into her bag and takes out a ticket and hands it to you. This is a new show, a play. Great place to meet new people. You know, Dark Horse. And the guy, he's very famous. He's from all around the Moonsea. Free ticket just for you. We'll see you there.
Okay, and what's the catch exactly?
No catch really. It's just tonight. And it's kind of a shit seat,
right.
but
right. I mean, it's getting
tell
pretty late.
everyone you know about how much
Yeah.
you enjoyed the show.
Yeah, I'll tell everybody, definitely.
Ah, come on.
Was there anything else, or
No, not really. Are you gonna come? Otherwise, don't really want to leave that ticket with you if you're not gonna come.
How late is the ticket? What's the time frame here?
Like 7:30. Fantasy 7:30.
Okay. Sure, fantasy 7:30 p.m. I hear ya. I mean, is it any good, or I mean, if it's not sold out, are you just giving away tickets because no one will buy them because it's terrible?
No, no. We sell out every night, but we had someone do like a return, and then the star, he's a little bit of a philanthropist or whatever, and he was like, give it to the people. So
okay, and so you came to does a very pointed kind of look around the worst bar in town. Here.
Yep.
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah, go for it.
Just to get a read on this situation. I think Valena's so paranoid at this point, there's a part of her that's like, is this a ploy to get me to go somewhere where they can jump me?
They're gonna get my ass.
Yeah, I know. What is this? That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Mm-hmm.
You get a vibe that she keeps like kind of itching with she needs to get back and she needs to make sure this seat is filled, and you get just the vibe of a worker who is like, just fucking say yes so I can leave and say that the goddamn the whole seat so we can say that we were sold out every single show.
Okay, I think with that in mind, Verlaine will sigh very heavily and kind of look down at her cup that's now empty and yes, sure, I'll be there. Fine.
Great. I will. What's your name?
I have a ticket. Do you need my name?
Well, I'll give you name at the door so we can be. Don't worry.
Okay.
She heads out.
Just sigh very heavily and finish the last sip of my drink, and I'll go to the play.
Wonderful. And
but eyes peeled for if Verlaine gets a whiff that there's someone in this area who will clock her because she knows she's going into a very different section of the city, will bail.
Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Whoa.
That's a 13.
You do not see anyone.
Okay, cool.
Lucia is absolutely tracking you.
Sure.
But she's very good. Cool. But she eventually can see that you're heading in the right direction and moves ahead of you, gives a quick signal to Rune that, and then she kind of looks out and, Amal, where are you at, girl?
Oh, I think she started kind of walking down. She's got her parasol open. It matches her gown. She's having a sad girl night out, which is when you kind of walk outside at night and are like, whatever happens to me, happens to me. Life isn't going good.
Ah. Good lord.
Y'all don't do that? Y'all don't do that?
I think probably a few of the girls from earlier do spot you and then kind of come over and just go, oh, Amal, surely you were coming tonight. I recall that you had a ticket. I made sure we were all going to be in the same box together.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, I remember growing up when Rune's Pod was the name and we were all writing our little stories. Ah, yes, of course, our ticket.
And now we're all of age. We can only hope. She links arms with you.
Ooh, hopefully he picks all of us at once.
Yeah. They start heading off. This is the life and mindset of a fangirl. I lived this life.
They shaved their whole body just in case.
To go to the One Direction concert.
At least two of them have like a messy bun.
Yeah, they're gonna be
regular
reading the
mousy
whole time,
hair.
being like, I don't even
All
care.
brought her book.
Mm.
Her blue orb shining. You guys head over to the theater. Oh, I'm so excited. You know, I did hear that it was a little bit controversial. It was like about politics and stuff. How scandalous.
He certainly isn't familiar with Mulmaster. Do you think he'll get in trouble for it?
But they've already done so many shows, and I think it's making a lot of people a lot of money, so I think they care more about that.
All right, you're right. Well, if the tax is being satisfied, this is lovely.
Of course. Like this girl whose like father is like the like minister for tax, and she's like, that's all anybody cares about. You guys head through and find your place in one of the kind of private boxes in this large theater. Verlaine, you arrive and find your spot that's like half a little bit near like a pole of some kind, so you kind of have to spend the play a little bit like this, but it's fine.
Sure.
Like it's not the worst you've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And the play begins. In general, Zach, could you give us an overall, it doesn't have to be a plot or anything, because I know you maybe haven't thought about it in complete detail, but more of a vibe, a genre.
Sure. It is just imagine a one-man show depicting the time of troubles.
Wonderful.
It is full of divine slander, of people rising up, of gods being brought down to the mortal level, and the chaos that ensues because of that. Who made it? Who didn't? It's dramatic. It's tragic. It's funny in parts, and yeah, it's. Can I roll a performance check to see actually how good this thing is?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Yeah. Okay.
If you roll an
May I
extra
do it
one,
with
I'm gonna
advantage,
laugh
please?
so hard. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
do
roll
it, because
You
I
can
like
roll
this.
with advantage. You can roll with advantage.
Hang on, I'm going to bring this up really, really slowly. This is indeed, I believe, one of the first natural 20s of our
Hell
of
yeah.
our campaign.
Hell yeah.
Which, with my performance, is a 27.
Okay. So, Amal, you very quickly learn how he is able to get away with this. And it is purely because he is so good. Part of you is like, you're like, I know this guy, and I now know that he's no good. And by the end, you're like, fuck. Okay. Younger me was right. Like, and same goes for you, Verlaine. This play is very beautiful. It is exciting. You find yourself crying in parts, laughing in parts, and very quickly are like, you know what? I am glad that I took this random ass ticket and came here. And by the time you finish Rune, there is thunderous applause that lasts for many, many minutes. And at this point, can you roll me? I don't know. I don't need you to roll a perception check because you would have been told exactly what seat. Some of the magical lighting comes down so you can see the audience, and you very easily clock Verlaine in the audience.
Immediately on my first impressions of Verlaine, do I glean anything from my? I'm going to stand at that. You know what? I'm going to stand at that. I'm going to talk for a bit. Say thank you so much. I appreciate everyone coming out. I really hope you enjoyed it. the shows will continue. Tell your friends, tell everyone that you've come. The taverns around this place will be thrilled to have your patronage. Please, if you'd like to, I am but a struggling actor, of course. So if you would like to tip your actors and buy this poor soul a drink, that would be most appreciated. One at a time, please. And he's just going to kind of give the general spiel to over a minute so that he can glean a little bit about Verlaine just from kind of looking at it.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay. So do you get an overall, or do you have to choose what exactly you're hoping to compare?
Like the feat is choosing stats, which I guess is kind of pointless because I have Verlaine stats on the Twitch stream.
That's valid, but it's more that you know them canonically now.
Yeah, so I kind of, but I can roll an insight if you'd like to try and get a sense of why Lucia pointed this person out particularly. What am I looking at?
I'm happy to mix Insightful Manipulator with an insight check to kind of get you a weird combination of something that makes sense.
Yeah,
roll me an insight check.
Sure. That is a 26.
Yeah, right.
Tell me everything. Give me everything.
You
just send you my character doc real quick.
You very easily can just like glance over this person, and you are very familiar with all sorts of different people and their specialities. You're looking for the way that she's holding herself, the way that her eyes scan the room. You know what a rogue's eyes look like. You know what a fighter's stance looks like, the confidence. You see someone who has the quiet confidence of someone who is extremely intelligent. And especially with the book that was referenced, and the lack of armor or anything, you clock this person immediately as a wizard. And you acknowledge that they're trying very hard to stay under wraps, and they're doing an okay job of it. But from your very keen eye, you sense that this person is significantly powerful, and they seem to be trying very hard to hide that. In fact, just from the almost like they seem to have like caught up with everything and sit with the confidence of someone who has not really felt fear physically in a long time. You know that you don't know if you could take him in a fight. That's probably the main thing that's crossing your mind.
It's insane considering my
yeah.
Which to him is like, whoa, that is.
Especially considering the people that you've been around.
Yeah.
There is someone that you have not met, but have heard a lot about. If you need me to DM you, I will. You know what? I'm just gonna do it.
yeah, just DM. Just so that, but like, would I know immediately that this person is linked to Verlaine?
No, not linked to them. More so that they fill you with a similar wariness.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
Can I add something to that as well?
Yeah, of course.
I think you also see that Verlaine, like, the minute that the like fantasy house lights come up, you instantly see like her kind of shrink in on herself, and the longer that you talk, the more that they kind of look like they're like trying to gauge like how many people are left in the row and how she could like get out. I think you also see that even like before she gets uncomfortable, there is like she shrinks in on herself a little bit in the sense that she is not comfortable in this crowd, and she sort of like awkwardly has her hands folded in front of her very like tightly in a way that's like compressing her arms as if she's trying to keep them as not touching the people next to her as possible.
Okay. Oh, good Lord, Maddie. Okay.
Thank you. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like they're not associated, but you know what it is to be around exceptionally powerful mages.
Like I have seen this essentially once before in this person.
Yeah, people heavily associated with this person because you've never met them.
Right, sure. But in that general,
Yeah.
okay. Whoa. Okay.
You're just like, oh!
Oh, I want to tell you guys so badly. Okay. Excellent. After gleaning all of this, is anyone else in the? I'm gonna have a look around.
Yeah,
See who else is here? Who came?
you spot a mall in a box.
Mall. Hello, ladies. I like bows again.
As they just
take
like
off the hat. Brandish. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
saw my
Amal is turning to all her friends and is like, Rune knows me. He picked me.
No. How? Was it your father? Maybe I should ask my father.
Oh, good lord.
Don't know. You just have to get his favor. I don't know.
Oh, you get everyone's favor, Amal.
The blooming jackal. Now Rune's spot. I don't know.
You have 2 hands. Let's move on.
Wow, that would be a moving on.
Eventually, the crowd simmers down and you're able to exit the stage. Kind of moving towards your dressing room as per usual is Lucha beside you, kind of like listing off things that you need to do tonight that mean nothing. And eventually you do make it into your dressing room. The door closes and she looks to you.
Yeah, that's someone of interest. Wow. Didn't seem to want to be here very much and was very skittish, looking around like was every nearest exit. She is someone on the run. She is being either hunted or is of fear of being hunted. Do
you know the laws about magic users in the city?
I know that they have to conform to the government, that they have to be under heavy restriction, and I'm guessing she is not.
Yeah.
By the way that she was hiding her hands and was clearly a magic user by everything else. Interesting.
Yeah, she was... The entire time she was walking here, she was like looking for an excuse to hightail.
Mm-hmm. Surprised. Well, I wonder why she has not conformed. What does she want? Well, only one way to find out. And I don't know how I'm going to do this, but
I mean, I can ask around.
Yeah, if anyone, no, because if anyone else comes up to her at this point, like she's gonna bolt. That's like no one else can see her except for maybe you because you've seen her before, and maybe me but then there's no reason for me to necessarily choose her out of a whole crowd. So
No, but she's the one who won the thing, and I told her, I said you were a philanthropist and you wanted to give a ticket to the people. So maybe you also, once in a lifetime opportunity, meet and greet type of bullshit.
Meet and greet, I'll give her a drink, maybe a few.
Yeah, maybe come out, because I feel like if I went like, oh, come backstage, you can meet him. That sounds like I'm bringing her into an ambush.
That's absolutely. And
okay,
she's
gonna bolt. So... We need to move.
Yep. Let's go.
The two of you kind of move through. You're doing the like, oh, thank you. Well, like, she's acting like bad guy bodyguard, being like, we need to go.
Yeah.
Verlaine, you do spot Lucha armed with the star of the show are heading in your direction. What are you doing?
I think Verlaine at this point, like the minute that she could justify it, in the way that like someone on an airplane who's just dying to be the first one off the plane, like the minute people are starting to pick their things up, I'm up and I'm walking out. And I think spotting this kind of reinforces the desire to get the fuck out of here even more. So just sort of like fast walking.
Wait.
I do not wait.
She's gonna skid to the side and just be like, just 1 second, please.
I will, at this point, now worrying about the attention that potentially this is drawing.
And she's doing that shit on purpose.
Yeah. will sort of stop and turn, and I think like there's a sort of like neutral smile on her face, but there's a little bit of like a "Are you fucking joking me?" in her eyes. It just
that she
sorry,
doesn't
were you
even
talking
pick
to me?
up on as she
Sure.
kind of moves over to you. He's just like, "Oh, sorry, like you were really making a run for it. Listen, Rune really wanted to meet you and, you know, see what you thought of the show and everything, and if, you know, just it'll be quick. He wants
Look,
to feel like
I'm
he's a good
certain
guy."
there's a lot of adoring fans in the general vicinity.
Wonderful! She grabs your hand.
Can you not me? Okay. I'll go. I'm not fighting her at this point. But does she like grab?
She's grabbing onto
nicely
your
grab for me?
wrist.
I will. Can I try to dodge that in the least obvious way possible?
Roll me a. I'd say roll me. What's like doing? Because I feel I wouldn't. It wouldn't be like sleight of hand because you're mostly like trying to do it without seeming like you're panicking. So maybe deception, but I don't think.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll take deception.
Oh.
Oh, that's so good.
Valid.
That's a. Oh god, I can't do math. That's a 24.
Hell yeah! You just very easily poke out of it. She doesn't pick up on it, as she kind of like steers you back to the, kind of just off to the side where you aren't in the way of people, and kind of goes like, "Mr. Svard, this is oh sorry, love, I didn't get your name."
That's fine. Hi, great show. Thanks again for the ticket.
Absolutely, of course. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I don't suppose I can get you just one drink. This is you want a free ticket, which honestly, if I'm being completely honest here, really haven't. No one's really won that game before. You must have really done a number on old Lucia here.
I usually have pretty quick fingers.
Yeah,
so.
I don't want to be rude. It's getting late and I have a long walk. I mean, there seems to be quite a number of people here who are very eager to meet you. So.
Honestly, I am, shall we say, flummoxed, shall we say, taken aback slightly at the fact that you were not clearly one of them, and yet you came to the show, which is, again, I'm hugely grateful, but you don't seem like the others. I'm, shall we say, intrigued by that.
I think Valine has a full moment where she like buffers in like, is he trying to "you're not like other girls"? What the fuck is happening in this moment?
Absolutely. In like the
sure.
Not like most obvious, but like that's kind of the direction he's definitely going.
Yeah. I think you get a blank stare for about 3 seconds of just like painfully awkward silence and just sure, why not? But just one. I have things to do.
Just the one. That's
just one.
On me. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
To the Travelers Inn.
Yeah, Amal, I did see your perception check. Because especially considering you'd probably be keeping an eye on Rune, you clock this. Now, I'm gonna need you to roll me a history check. And I usually I'd say low, but I think you do keep an eye on people who get in trouble because of use of magic.
Let's see. 16.
Okay. I don't think you recognize her face. Oh my god, the potion bottle made a noise. That's so exciting. You don't recognize her face, but there is something where you're like, you're from here. You don't know why you feel confident in that, but you know that this isn't an outsider or a traveler. And both Lucia and Rune seem kind of desperate to get her to a place, which is, you're kind of like, what the fuck is up with that?
Yeah, I think she kind of makes her way over. She has generally anywhere she wants to be, so
yeah,
I think absolutely. It's a moment of kind of butting in.
Hell yeah. So, all of you make your way, alternating paths coming together, to the Traveller's Inn. And as you walk in, Rune, can I get a really quick perception check from you?
A 15.
15. You kind of see, like, off to the side, Vesper's just, like, going at his loot, and he looks up and he sees you, and he looks to the side and he looks back at you. Minutely, his eyes widen and then relax.
Noted. Ask you about this later. 1 second. Yeah. Okay.
Also do clock that Amal has followed you into the tavern, into the inn as well.
Well. Okay.
Loved
Oh,
the
yeah.
show.
That's all coming together.
Such a big fan.
Okay. He'll. Sorry, I didn't catch a drink for. I did not catch your name at all. I'm so sorry.
Maddie, taking the quickest scan through this room I'm in, can I, like, what are the odds that if I say my name out loud here, someone is going to clock it? Do I pick?
I think you would be wary too, because more people with more information are in this tavern than are in Oxpit, because this is where all the rich merchants are. Yeah, you'd probably want to give a false name.
Sure. I think there is, like, a moment of hesitation, and Valaine sort of has this moment of going, I probably should have come up with a fake name on the walk here. And so there's, like, a very easy to read, I think, moment of panic, and then she just... Mira, nice to meet you.
Do I need to insight that?
No.
Insight check that? No,
No.
cool. That's fine. Mira, beautiful name. Wonderful.
Thank
Okay.
you.
What can I get you to drink, Mira?
Surprise me.
Surprise you. Excellent.
On it.
Is there like a... Oh. She's on it. Fantastic stuff. Now, and have I clocked Amal?
Yeah.
Has that happened yet?
You've clocked
Okay,
Amal.
is Amal sitting like with me, or is she like
Amal, where are you at?
just sitting away? Like what's happening there? You are muted.
She's sitting at the bar. She got a lovely little cocktail. She's just kind of watching this happen.
Okay. I'm gonna at least clock the way that Mira is like shifting around and looking at everyone.
Yeah, she looks palpably nervous in here.
Yeah. Sorry, I realize that I sometimes have that effect on people, but if you would, if there is maybe a bit quieter, not in, this is purely just nothing of that. I'm not that kind of person mostly, but if you would want to just maybe go somewhere a bit quieter, because this is a loud place and this can get some odd folk come in here, as I'm sure you know, being a local here.
Eyes kind of scan through the room again, is like weighing, is it more dangerous to go somewhere quiet with this absolute stranger who wants to be with me so bad, and then just, yeah, that would be great, actually. It's a bit loud in here, I think.
Absolutely. To private room 3.
To private room 3. The door is unlocked.
What he will do is open the door and invite her in first, so she can get a look that it is not creepy.
Sure.
It just looks like a place where people play private poker games.
Do I clock the magic?
Yeah, good fucking point. Roll me an Arcana check.
I would love to. I'm so good at that.
That as soon as you say that, you're gonna roll bad.
Yeah.
I knew it.
No, that's a billion.
Never mind. I feel like every time a wizard goes Arcana, I'm good at that. That's when they roll a natural one.
It's a 29.
Slayer. You kind of
I'm built to do one thing.
instinctually glance around the room, and you clock the abjuration runes that are decked around the bottom of this place, and immediately recognize it for what is a quite commonly used spell, especially in the Tower of Arcane Might, as a private sanctum. So that means that no scries can pass through here, no one can teleport in or out. People can enter and exit without permission. It is more so that no divination magic can pass into this place.
I think Valine will stop.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry. I was just going to say, as another layer to that, can I check to see if I notice her noticing?
Insight check.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, but go on, James.
No, you're good. I was just going to say, I think Valine stops short at the door.
I got a 14.
14. I think she kind of stops in a way like she's noticed something.
Okay. Something catch your eye.
Very fine enchantment on this room. And I think when she turns to you now, you see that there is, like, she hasn't had, like, an unfriendly expression. There's been, like, some effort to be casual here, but there is, like, a suspicion on her face as she's, like, clearly trying to weigh you up properly for the first time.
You wanted private. This is about as private as it gets. Without being intimate.
All right. I'll step into the room very hesitantly.
You do so. You kind of instinctually, you can feel the magic wash over you, and then almost like something quiets slightly in your mind. And you kind of, the moment you recognize as it's every time you've walked into the office of a very important cloak, it's the same feeling every time. Like, Torwon's had a permanent private sanctum in his office forever.
Okay. Yeah, I will kind of walk in, feeling this, like, settle the way that I'm expecting it to, and being at least slightly reassured by that. And I will just kind of cross my arms, and a enchantment like this, that's a lot of expense for someone who's passing through. A lot of time and effort.
Well, I am Rune Svard. Actually, I know it's kind of fake, but I'm gonna use the "Do you know who I am?"
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to read out the description for that really cool...
James, you know who I am. So from this point on, I guess, for this conversation, these commoners, nobles, guards, merchants, and innkeepers are dazzled by my celebrity status. Unless they have reason to dislike me, I have advantage on all charisma checks made to obtain free lodging, invitations, audiences, or small favors.
Incredible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Love.
Outstanding. Yeah, so for this, I am simply Rune Svard. There you go, to a lot of expense. But, I mean, you know me. It must be a talented wizard to recognize those runes so quickly. I don't think I've seen you relax until the moment you stepped into this room. And, I mean, listen, the death of Mistra was a tearjerker, but not a peep from you. Now, that tells me that this is unusual, to say the least, hence my invitation.
I mean, are there really any Mulmasterites who aren't looking over their shoulder at least a little bit?
I suppose you're right. How is it being a magic user? And the quickest glance to her, like the way that she's holding her hands at that point, because magic users like to,
sure,
you know, talk like
gesticulate.
Italians.
Yeah.
A magic user, quick little look. Being in a city like this, I ask. I mean, I'm sure Mulmaster is your home. It comes with that element of it. But how do you feel about all this?
In regards to magic or Mulmaster?
Being a magic user in Mulmaster.
I mean, it comes with its complications and hazards, but it's not too bad, I suppose. Torwon's a bit of a prick, but what can you do?
I wouldn't know. I've never met him. You know, I'm struggling to think of any magic users at all I've met in this city. It seems, and yet, so riddle me this. Lucia told me that she found you at the Ox Pit here. Now, that is, let's we can be frank here, not the best of places. It's rowdy, shall we say.
Certainly.
Yes. What would a Mulmaster local be doing in a tavern? It seems strange.
I was recently out of town for a bit, and I'm back and wanted a quick drink, I suppose.
Oh, a retreat out of town. How wonderful.
Eyebrow quirks just a little bit at that. Yeah, something like that.
I'm completely just...
I know, and that's the funniest part.
Sounds like a nice vacation, I suppose. How long for?
About 3 years. A little over.
Oh, that's a long time for... I don't mean to pry, but may I ask why?
Just say I had some differences with the Cloaks.
Can I insight that?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know how much this is going to get me, but you never know.
I guess, yeah, I'll say Villain, roll me a persuasion check, because it's a bit of a white lie. Just more to
Sure.
see.
I got a 14.
Oh, okay.
I did not beat that.
What do you think Rune picks up from looking at you, Villain?
I think you see that, like, when she gives this answer, there's a little bit of, like, a quirk of one corner of their mouth. Like, this is sort of like, it's a little bit of an inside joke, almost. But I think you also pick up that there is, like, a soreness on this particular subject. Like, there is something that she doesn't like talking about just because it is a difficult and uncomfortable subject for her.
Mm-hmm. Well, I tell you, there was a lot of differences with the higher-ups in this city. I was arrested the day that I got in. Me.
Were you?
Of all people. Yeah. Not paying an actor's tax, which I didn't even know existed. It was... And then I languished in the prisons for... Oh, that South Row Keep is something dreadful, but the management of this city, I do not understand it. You know, I've been around. I've been all over the Moonsea. I travel. It's kind of my whole thing. But Mulmaster, and amongst other places, it just seems to be getting worse and worse, and I can't quite put my finger on it.
Put your finger on what?
The decline of everywhere. Like I say, I've been around, and there seems to be allegiances happening. I mean, I know that the Selfaril here just got married, which should be a wonderful occasion, yet all I'm hearing is more despair, more division. I don't know. There seems to be no pleasing people, but maybe that's just what I see.
We are something of a miserable lot, Mulmasterites, in fairness.
Is that... do you say that with an element of pride or an element of lamentation?
Both, I think. Every city's people are made by the city around them, and ours is just particularly brutal, I think.
And you buy into the brutality?
In what way?
Well, you say it's a brutal city, yet you're still here, and you say it with an element of home and pride.
I mean, it's the way it is. What can I do about it? I've been out of the town for 3 years.
But you're back.
Right. One wizard will go storm and change everything. No, I'm not particularly interested in treason.
No. I don't mean to implicate you. In his own head, he's like, sorry, Amal. But nothing of the sort, of course. But would you say it wasn't treasonous? Again, we are completely alone. I don't. This isn't to catch you. This is just talking.
You know, typically people who are trying to catch you doing treason will tell you they're not trying to catch you doing treason first.
Well, no, but it would be more so if I said that I want you to commit treason. Would that be, I know, more comforting to you?
Ask your question.
Sure. You sound like if you could, say you had that power, say one wizard could change, would you?
I don't know that any one person should have that power. Certainly not me.
That's admirable. What about a group of like-minded people? Not one focused on brutality, but focused on decency.
I am curious if you have this conversation in every city you go to.
You'd be surprised. You meet some very interesting people. This is part of the job that I actually really like.
Part of the acting and playwriting job is asking people if they would change their city, if they could.
No, asking what they feel and getting to know them. I haven't been a Mulmaster for very long, but I have got a sense of the brutality, obviously. And so I wonder what people feel about that, how they feel about it, what makes the city tick, and therefore what makes the city ache in the same way.
I don't know. I don't think it's a position I would ever be welcomed in, and I try not to worry about things that are not my problem. So I have enough of my own.
I can see. You, again, don't seem relaxed to be in a city that you live in, or at least lived in, or are staying with. And I'm sorry. That seems difficult.
I mean, I've lived here my whole life. It's most of my whole life. It is what it is. I appreciate your sympathy. I do. It's just not. I don't know. It's the only thing I've ever known. It's just the way it is, you know?
It's the sense I'm getting from the small portion of people that I've met in this city, is they seem to accept their lot, and that, that's all there is to it. That Mulmaster will continue to be the city it is, and no more. Which, I don't know, it seems to stand out a bit to me. A lot of the other cities, they have progress, their rulers change. And for a city who's, let's be honest, their ruler changes fairly frequently. Like, Selfaril's an outlier in that regard. Like, you guys cycle through your main high blades fairly quickly. And I appreciate that is just a part of the brutality, but you'd expect some form of change there, but it's not. I don't know. It seems like the people don't realize the power they have, and that goes for everyone. That's why I enjoy the philanthropy that I have, and the point of bringing people in who wouldn't normally come to my shows, such as yourself. I can tell that you don't come to the theatre very often, judging by, well, the way you're looking around.
No, I don't particularly get much time off, generally. I mean, I don't know. I think it's just the people in power now are exceptionally powerful, and most of the people who are not in power are not exceptionally powerful. So there's not much. I think there's a feeling of helplessness, to be honest, and I can't say I blame people.
And you're not one of these powerful people?
No.
Were you?
No. I've never been nobility or anything similar to it. Just a wizard.
Power doesn't have to come from wealth. Money and power is an ability to do. It's an action. It's a means of getting things and doing things. But a lot of people can get and do things by themselves. Yours truly. I have no real magical power at all. I have very little money. I take what I get from the city, and most of it I don't keep. It goes away into the wind. Bye. My power comes from talking, learning, as I'm sure you do too, as a studious person.
Not much lately, but yeah, I spent some time with the Cloaks, and I mean, I know my fair share of magic and perhaps a bit more, but I mean, I grew up on the streets. I don't have wealth or influence, or I have knowledge, and there is power in that, but not in a city that hates you. So
Hate is a strong word. That's
It is.
that is the most it can be. They hate you. And how do you know this? What happened?
Did that drink ever arrive, or?
It's been sat
Oh,
there
okay,
in front.
great.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I would assume I wouldn't have led you out
Yeah.
before the drink.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I think
But
Valine takes a. Sorry.
No, as a brief respite, I want to know what the drink is from Maddie's perspective.
Yeah,
What
good
did the
question.
bartender give her?
Well, it's a Moonshay Isle iced tea,
Hell
which
yeah.
is a Long Island iced tea, but it's
Mhm.
like from the Moonshay Isles. So much
Love.
alcohol.
Sure. Which is cool, because I've already had a drink and no food, so I'm sure this is not going to be a problem.
This is
Like,
gonna go
remotely
great for
me.
you.
It's going to go
For
so good, I think.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think takes like a long long sip of the drink at this question and just let's just say I left for a reason. I didn't really leave, I was more kicked out, but that's a story for another day, I think.
Wow. Someone of your evident knowledge and talents kicked out. That's once again, I was speaking to a guard. He was kicked out for reasons unknown, and he was, from what I hear, one of the most loyal people to this city. You were kicked out as a highly intellectual and studious person. See, people are just accepting this, and I'm wondering where all that anger goes.
Can I, now that we've sort of circled back to this for like the third time, can I make an insight check just to kind of like get a vibe on Rune?
Yeah. Roll an insight check.
Thank you.
He's fairly open to this as well.
Yeah.
He kind of wants you to know this.
Mm-hmm.
All
That's
he's
a 21.
looking for is like-mindedness.
What do
Sure.
you think Elaine picks up on with the 21?
You pick up that this guy is not a dumb actor who is just looking for pure philanthropy and is simply here to appease you. That's not
Sure.
like, this is it's obvious that he has an agenda.
Sure.
You also realize, he's looking for, you sense a deep loneliness. He's looking and desperation. He's looking for like-mindedness. He's looking for someone to at least share in this feeling of, like, if you're not angry, get angry. He's almost, you feel, and like, especially with a drink, you feel him kind of egging you on that this is, all these feelings you're having, are you not? You should feel scared. You should feel lost and alone. This is what you're getting from him, as he's like just supplying you with, he wants to supply you with what he knows is already in there.
Okay. I think picking up on this, I think you see there's like a little bit of a shift in Valaine as she finds something that she thinks she can use to sort of like manipulate you if she needs to. And she'll just kind of like look at you for a moment and forgive me for asking, but I feel like we've been circling a similar point for some time now, and I am very curious why you're actually here.
Sorry, it's the drink sometimes goes quickly. I don't mean to repeat myself.
Fine.
I am here to meet like-minded people, to try and, well, in a job like this, there is a distinct lack of connection, and I've been all around, and I'm looking for someone to share in ideals that are, shall we say, different to the ones currently in power. Now, that's not to say I will do anything. I'm just looking for people who feel the same way I do. Now, if you don't feel that way, if you are more than happy to continue in whatever path you're on right now, we can talk about the show. We can talk about anything you wish to know, any frivolous small talk there is to say. Absolutely, you can finish your drink and you can leave. I am not here to stop you.
I mean, I would say that I agree on some of your points, though I think, if you'll forgive me for saying so, I think perhaps you're making them a bit naively for someone who's not from here. And they are dangerous points to make to strangers in a town full of people who are very eager for favor and coin from people who certainly like information about travelers who come in talking about imbalances of power and such. However, you're not wrong. I don't know, is there something you'd like to do about it, or are you just looking to commiserate?
No, the commiseration is what angers me more than anything. There are people who feel this way in the city, of course. It's the lack of action which has made me exhausted with cities like this. Now I appreciate that I am naive on the subject. I am not from here. I would not do anything by myself. This is why I come to people like you. Now, I could say that I am not helpless. I am naive and I appreciate people who can manipulate me for favors. I can get out of such things should I need to. I can disappear very quickly, and I can go to people who would happily have many things to give me and say, and the less on that, the better. I'm capable, but I am currently at a loss on my own. I wish to do something. Sure, I wish to be and make this different for the people such as yourself, for people all over Mulmaster, and for the people outside of Mulmaster, actually, because Mulmaster seems very concerned with its own shit, and I understand that. There's a lot going on, but my God, is there a lot going on outside as well. And it's all coming to a boil. Something's gonna break. There is too much tension everywhere. Something's gonna happen, and when that thing happens, I want to make sure that the people that come out best are the people who deserve it the best. The people who are actually going to make something good out of it. Now, finding that in a city such as this, I know is dangerous. It's ridiculous, almost pointless. But if I can find a group of people who feel a need to act, but feel alone in doing so, man, if I can bring those people together, maybe, just a tiny, tiny chance, something might happen. I may not be around to see it. Maybe my naivety will be the end of me, and I'll leave behind something which I will not wake up and enjoy. It matters not to me. But I need something to happen.
You know, if you were looking for a pet project, there are much easier cities to fix.
I'm sure, but this city has one quality which makes it the best to act something like this out. Now that, I'm afraid, we'll wait for another day. I gotta have some secrets.
All right. Well, look, I can't say you haven't found a sympathetic ear. If you're looking for people to help you, they don't like me here. I will be of very little use to you. Truthfully, it's something of a miracle I haven't had rocks thrown at my head yet, so I don't really know what I can do for you, to be honest.
If there's one thing I can, but I don't need you to be liked.
Well, that's good.
I have enough of that, to be quite frank. I have a lot of people out there who were chanting and cheering. Being liked is nothing. It actually means rightfully little. Influence, though. And listen, if you don't mind me saying, I understand how powerful you really are. I know that maybe it's been suppressed. Maybe there's something that has happened to you in those 3 years that has made it so that you don't feel that way anymore. I understand. I'm not trying to pry that away from you or out of you. But there is, obviously, to me anyway, so much more to you than what you're trying to give off right now. And I think you know that too.
I would think with an enchantment such as this on this room, you could find a better liked wizard to hire into your service.
Well, then maybe we can help each other. I don't know what happened to you. I don't understand why somebody who gives me the feeling that you do, there is an energy about you that I have seen on frightfully, terribly few people that is radiating power. Now, that's understandably under literal wraps right now. But whatever power I would love to, I understand that you are trying to help me here. If I can do anything to help whatever happened to you, name it. Now, you don't have to do that right away. I'm not expecting this to happen overnight. But just, listen, if you're in a city full of people that hate you, it's one guy who doesn't. So, just think it over. If you have anything to, even if you just want to talk, just sit it, shoot the shit. And what's your actual name?
Verlaine Vespertine. Though I wouldn't mention very widely to people that you've met someone with that name.
Listen, I appreciate I come off as strong. I'm not a complete fool. Just a little bit. Not a complete fool. I managed to keep this up for decades, so. Okay. Well, I don't wish to go around in circles once more, so I will leave you now that drinks are finished. Oh, and I'm sure there's a room I can get you somewhere else if you like the inconspicuous nature of the Ox Pit, by all means. If you wish for a slightly cleaner room, you can. I can speak to the person. You can stay here for a while.
That's very kind of you. I will. Tomorrow, bright and early, I will be going to the Tower of Arcane Might to beg for my bed back. But if I don't get it, I will absolutely take you up on that.
Well, it's nothing if not quiet, so.
Fair. Full of people who might recognize me, though. Which makes me a little wary, to be honest.
Maybe if you, in broad daylight, leave by the back window or something. But for now, I'll let you get back. But think on it.
I will give it some thought. It was very interesting to meet you, and I hope you take that in the spirit of which is offered.
That's understandable. I appreciate this is a lot. So it was a pleasure, Mira.
Next time you just want to speak with me, you don't have to send whoever that was with the ball game. You can
sure. Well, I was in very clean clothes, and Oxpit isn't...
Right. If only there was some sort of, letter system using animals. That's an invention for another day. All right, nice to meet you, Rune.
All right, Verlaine, you head out. Amal, you watch Verlaine leave. Amal, just roll me an insight check, because you said you were keeping an eye.
We'll do it acoustic. Hold on. That's just 14.
14. Verlaine doesn't even look in your direction as you walk, so you feel fairly confident you were not brought into the conversation at all. You also don't really get you feel fairly confident you're not getting a vibe of, where's the closest soldier I can tell I just heard about treason to? So, yeah, you kind of see that happen, and at the same time you notice Vesper kind of grab a tray of drinks somewhere and start heading towards the back.
Can I follow Verlaine out?
Yeah. What are you hoping to see, or are you just following her home?
Why not just make sure she goes?
Yeah. Do you go, Verlaine?
I do go. I will go back to the Ox Pit. I think... No, that's a bad idea. Yeah, I'll just go to the Ox Pit.
Alright. We'll hold on to that thought. Back in the room, You see after a moment the door does open and Vesper with his tray comes in, puts the tray to the side, closes the door. What did she say?
Well, about as much as someone who does not want to be found has to say, but she is at least sympathetic.
She's meant to be dead.
Everything that is happening. Sorry?
Twice, actually.
I didn't catch that one.
She's meant to be dead twice, actually.
As in, people tried to kill her and couldn't, or she died and is somehow still here?
Well, according to... About 3 years ago, there was an explosion at the Tower of Arcane Might. And Verlaine Vespertine is her name, was exiled for it, apparently experimenting under Tall One's nose. Apparently she had some kind of sickness. People were just talking about like she was done for. She was going to die of her injuries.
I see.
And he kind of looks around. Our agent should be getting back soon. But they had been staying in a place known as the Retreat. It was a magical school / it was just an independent thing filled with wizards and people hiding from authorities and monks and all sorts of people. It was under Mulmaster's protection, but this morning it was attacked by agents of Thay. Everyone was slain and the whole place was burnt to the ground. And she was there.
Resilient girl. What are Mulmaster doing about it?
Well, they sent some guards over who found it and they promptly reported back.
You can say fuck all.
There's fuck all, but probably around there's something. There's just things are happening and we're not sure if they're connected or not. But that is... I mean, it gives her a reason to come back to the city, but how she survived and...
I mean, unless she had something to do with it. I'm not saying she did, but she can clearly take care of herself, powers or not.
I know that she wasn't there.
I suppose that has something to do with the escapee.
We don't know. Unless they are tied to this somehow. Either way.
So that's just a theory. A Thay theory.
Yes. I need to meet with Cheslin. See what she found out. I'll let you know, but... I have a feeling we need to go out there, or we need to ask her some questions.
To the retreat? Or what was the retreat?
Yes.
Very well. Well, I don't have... I can say this was taking a small break from the performances. Maybe I got bronchitis, I don't know. But I'll find an excuse. I will stay here because I don't know if Amal is going to come in here or stay by the bar. But waiting and seeing.
Certainly. Be careful.
Likewise. You're on the front lines, my friend.
We both are. He kind of nods. Both of you you've lived very similar lives, and you have that similar tiredness.
Yeah.
And he leaves, and we will go back to the Oxpit Tavern, where Verlaine, you arrive at your room. Can you roll me a perception check, please?
Horrifying question. I would love to. Oh, it's so bad. 8.
8. Cool. You head in the room. As you see someone closing the window into your room, brushing off their pants, and turning to you. As you see Jasper, out of breath, hair mussed from travel. This is about midnight.
Yeah.
Last time you saw him was like 7 a.m. in the morning.
Right.
He looks exhausted.
Can I, just out of like genuine and pure paranoia that's been building all day, can I just take a moment to like try to subtly cast Detect Magic to make sure this is actual Jasper?
Yeah.
Even though it's gonna hurt real bad because it's concentration. I do it. Do I get anything?
Awesome. You cast it and you just hold on to it for as long as you can. You do not see any kind of illusion magic on him at all.
I think I will kind of lean, both because of like the exhaustion of holding concentration, and in an attempt to be like a little coy about it, I will just kind of lean back on the door and, I thought you said you weren't a city guy. What are you doing here?
Yeah, things change. Are
you okay?
I need your help. And I think
all right,
that is where we will end tonight's session. And we will pick up there next week. Okay. Thank you for joining us, everybody. So next week we'll have another session with hopefully all of us. I think it's all of us. I can't remember I think it was all of us. Where we will pick up here and see finally the whole parties connect. Kind of. We have things happening. And it does seem that there will soon be a singular place where maybe everyone needs to go together. Wow. Keen and excited. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you stick around because we will raid into someone, but we're just going to go around and tell the people where they can find you, starting with Steph.
Steph Panicasio on pretty much everything. I think on a couple of places I'm not big on dignity, which is still true. And I'm just kind of always around. I'm lurking. I'm where you don't expect me to be.
Hell yeah. Zach.
Hello, you can find me at Zach William Smith, ZAC, nothing else. All places on the internet. I make silly skits about TTRPGs.
Incredible. James.
Everybody, you can find me most places at Nice One James or TTRPGay. Today on Twitter, I'm talking about Below Deck, the best reality show in the world.
Hell yeah. And Joy.
Hi, I'm Joy X Valentine on every social media that matters. I also might be performing a small run at Second City if you happen to be in Chicago. So if you like improv and you like me, wait, October's your month.
Incredible. And hi, I'm Alunas here on my channel. Make sure you head to Natural 20 Tours, and if you want to come to Ireland with me, you can register your interest for free on their website, and then you can put me down as your preferred DM. It's going to be next year in October and will be a Halloween themed Irish folklore tour going around a bunch of places in Ireland, so you'll actually be able to see the city that you're traveling to while playing a lot of really awesome D&D inspired by Irish lore. I'll be there and I can be your DM in person. Crazy times. Make sure you head there and give them lots of support. Super awesome company. Donate. Make sure that you check us out on YouTube and leave comments on the videos. It really, really helps us. You can also, buy Cersei's Guide to Aiaya. It's a good time. Amazing. We will see you all next week. Say goodbye, everyone. Bye.
Oh, well.